Hello everyone, this is Matt Alexander here with another lesson, and today we're going to be focusing on 7th arpeggios in one position and across 3 octaves on the neck. So the way we're going to structure this lesson is I'm going to show you each arpeggio. There's 3 installations for this, by the way. There's 3 versions of 7th arpeggios we're going to be covering today. There's going to be the minor 7th arpeggio, the major 7th arpeggio, and the dominant 7th arpeggio. I'm going to show you how exactly you play these and how and why you would use them as well, and why this would be a great practice method for your general theory. Okay, so let me start you off with the A minor 7th arpeggio in one position on 1 octave. Here we go. Okay, so what I did there was I'm starting on the 5th fret of the 6th string, then going to the 8th fret using my 4th finger on the same string, then going to fret number 7 on the A, then fret number 5 on the D string, fret number 7 on the D string as well. Then when we're descending, we're going back to 5, back to 7 on the A string, back to 8 on the 6th string, and finally back to fret number 5. So again, 5, 8, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5. Okay? That is the pattern in which we're going to play the next octave up from here. So I'm going to show you how we're going to repeat that similar pattern as well, but on the next octave up. So how we're going to do that is, what I mean by that is we're going to repeat that same arpeggio, which I just played, the same shape of that arpeggio, but this time on the next octave up. So here we go. I'm going to play these from the 1st octave to the 2nd, and then back down again. Here we go. Notice I've repeated those very same notes that I did in the 1st position, but in the 2nd, but in the 2nd octave up. Right now. So how I did that was I repeated that same shape I did, the same frets. So this is 5, 8 on the 6th string, then 7 on the A, 5, 7. Now notice what I did here. I moved my 1st finger from 5 to 7 this time. Now why I did that is because I'm actually starting a new octave on this 7th fret of the D string, which is also an A. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to continue that very shape now, like what I did. So same thing I did before, same pattern. So that's 5, 8, stretching by a minor 3rd or 3 frets. And then up in this position again. So this time I'm going to do the same on fret number 7. This time I'm going 7, 10 on the D string. So again, that's a minor 3rd change, all 3 frets. This time I'm now going fret number 9 on the G string, then frets 8 and 10 on the B string. So again, to solve that 2nd octave, I'm doing 7, 10 on the D, then going frets 9, 8, 10. So 9 on the G, then 8, 10 on the B. Then back down again, I'm going 10, 8, 9 on the G, 10, 7 on the D. Now I'm going to move my finger back again, my 1st finger, back to 5 on the D string, then back down to 7, just like we did before with the first octave, then 8, 5. So far, across 2 octaves, it's the second octave. Notes, this very same notes, just repeated at a different octave. Now, if you want to repeat that one more time on a third octave, so what you want to do now is go from fret number 10 on the B string and copy the same rule as we did. So we're going from A to C, which is 3 frets above again, just like 3 frets again, 3 frets again, but this time now we're going to fret number 12 on the high E string, then to fret number 15, and finally to resolve we're going fret 17. So that's a third octave of the A minor 7th arpeggio. Second octave, and then third octave. Now we're going to do the same pattern. Now, this time we're moving on to the next arpeggio. That's the major 7th arpeggio. Now, there's all we do with this is we play the similar sort of shape we did with the minor 7th arpeggio. This time we're changing 2 notes. Those notes are the 3rd and the 7th, because in the arpeggio we've got the root, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, and back to the root. Okay, so the only notes we're changing in the major 7th arpeggio are the 3rd, which is up by 1 semitone, and the 7th, which again is up by 1 semitone, or 1 fret rather. So now this time you've got 5, 9, stretch with your 4th finger, 7 on the A string. Now, instead of the 5th on the D string, we're going now 6th on the D string, and then to 5. Not 5, sorry. 7 on the D string. So now, so far 5, 9, 7, 6, 7, and back down. Now copying that same rule, moving on to the second octave, we're following through the shape. 9, 7, 6, 7. Now, to start our new octave, we're going from fret 7, we're stretching up to fret 11 on the D string with our 4th finger. Now we're going fret 9 on the G, and we're going fret 9 again on the B, then fretting fret number 10 on the B. So again, that's 7, 11, 9, 9, 10. And back to again. 10, 9, 9, 11, 7. And then we're going back down on the first octave. So again, 5, 9, 7, 6, 7. Slide up with our first finger. 11 with our 4th. Then 9, 9, 10. Now the next octave up, we've got fret 10. Carrying that same rule. This time we're going 4 frets up, or which is also called a major 3rd, to the 14th fret. So 10, 14 on the B string. And then we've got frets 12, 16, and finally, to resolve, we've got 17. So again. that's a major 7th arpeggio now. Finally, for the dominant 7th arpeggio, that's right. This one. This chord, if you know it. As well, that is the dominant, that's the A dominant 7, or simply A7. Here's the arpeggio for that. So, this kind of blends the two together a little bit, the major and the minor. Except what we've got this time, we've got a major third and a minor 7th in this arpeggio. So what we're doing is we're going 5, major third up to 9. We've got 7, still the same, but now this time we've got 5, 7 on the D strings. So we've got in these the minor 7th and the A. So this time, so again we've got 5, 9, 7, 5, 7. Okay? Oops. And next octave. We're going 5, 11, 9, 8, 10. Okay, so next octave up from that is that's 10, 14, 12, 15, then resolve 17. Again, across 3 octaves, we've got this. So an example of how we use these arpeggios will totally depend on the context in which you're playing in. But for this example, say we're in the key of A minor. Maybe it's a backing track or your band's playing a song in that key. You'd commonly, your common answer would be to play a solo, for example, in the using the A minor pentatonic. But in conjunction with that, another way you can outline the A minor chord change is indeed by copying the same A minor 7 arpeggio and use the notes which were taught in today's lesson to kind of break out of, say, the pentatonic box and experiment with across the different frets, the different positions, using those notes. So I'm going to show you how I'll do that. Say this playing. So what I did in that example right there, that I just showed you, was I used the notes from the A minor 7 arpeggio to outline the chord of A minor, or rather the key of A minor as well. Because we're playing over that root chord, that means that that chord would be a perfect fit for the A minor 7 arpeggio. Instead of just playing, say, like a natural instinct would, to play, say, the A minor pentatonic scale to play our solos, which is fine, you can do that as well. But in conjunction with that, what you can also do would be really fundamental as well for if you're breaking outside kind of a scale box, would be to copy this very arpeggio that we've been talking about right now, carried away there. But still, that's one example of how you can outline this very chord, but it also stretches your possibilities as well for soloing over a chordal change. That outlines that very chord as well. Also, let's just say we're still in the key of A minor as well, but we're changing now from the A minor chord, which we would play the A minor 7 over, now to a G major. Now, we copy the same arpeggio shape as the major 7th, but this time in G. So for that, we copy those very same intervals that we did for the A major 7, which we talked about, but we're going to do them 2 frets down. So now we've got 3, 7, 5, 4, 5 over G. So we'd use that, right? We'd use that to outline the G major chord change. And then maybe, just maybe, seeing as we're in that same key anyway, go back to the A minor 7 or A minor pentatonic, whichever. As soon as you've memorized, as soon as you've learned all of the notes in that arpeggio, what you then do is you take those notes, take some of those notes, and use them in conjunction with the A minor pentatonic, if you just haven't, because we're in that key anyway, so we'll use that example. So A minor chord. Now, by this time, we're then changing to the G major chord. So what I'll then do then is I'll just use the notes, some of those notes which were belonging to that G major arpeggio, G major 7, I mean. And then, by the time I go back to the A minor 7, I either repeat that minor 7th arpeggio or go back to the minor pentatonic scale. Just any way you choose. Now, I'm going to leave some tabs on a PDF down in the description below of this video. And how you'd put this into practice again would be to be if you've got a backing track, maybe you find it on YouTube or wherever on our website, or if you have a looper pedal or an app in which you can record a chord progression with, say, just for example, an A minor to G, back to A minor to a D dominant 7th chord, whichever it is. What I'd like you to do then is think about how you can resolve those chord changes and outline them using the correspondent arpeggios to that chord. Again, just in any key, like for example A minor. A minor will probably be the easiest example for this lesson, but that's one of those ways in which you can solo and outline a chord progression in a particular key. Instead of going up and down a scale, you can use these arpeggios to actually outline those chords to show that you're playing and changing over those chords, and to add a little something more to your solos and your melodies in almost any key or in any context, whichever. But regardless of that, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to comment down in the description below, or just send me a message, and explore my Facebook and my website and my rest of my YouTube as well. All the best, guys.